Hello everyone, welcome back to Haas. We're going to continue where we left off. I believe we're about to start the French Grand Prix. Hope everyone has had a good weekend so far. We got an interesting race in Monaco with some rain. It's actually fairly great, made it very interesting. That was a good time, but yeah. I think we are going to get directly into the French GP. And we'll see how that goes. So hopefully no destruction derby this time. Trying to pre-jinx that again. I don't think anything will really do work. So we'll see exactly how that pans out. Just double checking that everything is working.
It's Grand Prix time.
Does seem to be up and running. It's good. And please give me a heads up if the stream starts lagging at any point. Because I am currently trying to upload the first part and the challenge. I finally gotten the first half of the season done. Hello, it's I'm coming to the Mexican GP again on my save. Just finished it, the game crashed. Annoying. I can see that. Surprisingly enough, I don't think my game has crashed yet, which is impressive. But I can understand the annoyance of it. Hello, Ninka, how you doing? I can understand how that can be rather frustrating of an experience. Yeah. I am very happy with how today's race still went at Monaco. We did get some interesting scenes, let's just put it like that. And I forgot just how destroyed Magnussen's car really is here. Gonna have to do some work there. Quickly catching up on where we're at. We have everything we need. We'll probably start working on some of the other parts right now, to be fair. It looks like we are in a good spot. Monaco was actually pretty exciting to some degree. Kind of interesting, particularly when it started raining. Unfortunately, it's a shame Alonso went on the mediums before he went on the Inters. If he had went directly onto the Inters, we might have actually seen an Alonso Max fight, which would be great. But it is what it is, let's be honest. And it was a far more exciting Monaco than what we usually get, let's be honest. Usually it is rather straightforward and boring. This time it was at least a little bit of action, although that action was courtesy of the rain mainly. And Yuki, once again, decided to just spit fire at his engineers with the comments about his brake and the change putting him in the wall. So yeah, it was entertaining at least, more so than I expected. Setups are ready. Let's get practice done with. Finished your full season with Alpine, 3 times Spoke Championships in a row. That's pretty good, let's be honest. That's a good result. Ola is getting closer here to being able to beat out the back runners, so the car is getting upgraded. We're in 4th in practice, not bad. Yes, we did get that new underfloor though, so gonna be interested to see exactly where we end up here. We are pretty close to basically a perfect setup there for Hamilton. Hello, Mikkel. Yeah, I watched the Monaco Grand Prix. It was a lot more entertaining than it usually is. It was pretty good. Rain was great. It's a bit of a shame that Alonso did the double pit stop there. Would have loved to see him fight Verstappen. Ninka, that isn't dominating. You need 21 poles, 21 wins, 21 1-2s. Nah, that is a really good result, don't get me wrong. Should be happy with that. How did you guys find today's race? Did you find it entertaining? Did you find it boring? As expected? Did it live up to the hype? Okay, 3rd and 4th, so looks good now. Bottas passes in practice. I'm a proud Danish, not because of Kevin, but best to get a win and is number 2 in F2. Yeah, I didn't actually watch the F2 race myself. I was busy putting together the next video that I'll be uploading. Actually, I'm uploading now, so hopefully it doesn't mess up the stream. I didn't actually see the race results, but I saw something about a marshal almost getting run over by... I don't remember who it was, but it was pretty damn close, and it was scary to watch. So, I'm glad for Vesti, don't get me wrong. It is good for him to have a good season. To be fair though, Magnussen did get kind of shafted in the race. Yeah, I could imagine that. Like, getting flashbacks to Maldonado. Basically taking that one into 2005. Wasn't far off there. Okay, I think we are ready for quali. I hope. That is usually how it goes, though. Like, Ferrari 2 had some interesting strategies today. Where, fair enough that it was a mistake by Sainz, but they also ended up double stacking. So, Monaco is just strategy hell, I guess, for the teams. But, again, made for entertaining, far more entertaining to watch than usual. So I won't complain too much. I hope that we'll be good here with just one run. Although we did get a little bit blocked there. Doesn't look like it mattered too much. We're still within... well, we're still pretty close to each other. You think you could be a strategy maker for Haas? Honestly, sometimes just rolling the dice would be more effective. Yeah, I agree with that one. That's honestly, if Alonso, as I said, if Alonso got immediately onto the Inters rather than the slicks, he could have been there, either just behind or just ahead of Verstappen once he pitted. So it is a bit unfortunate, but at least we got some interesting moments to watch. I do love that
And that's it for the session.
Russell's defense for the unsafe region was that he didn't see him, which basically means the penalty becomes a slam dunk. So yeah, that was a bit interesting. We're getting some penalties this race for the other drivers. We're going to have rain potentially this quali. So I'm still going to put on the older softs because we should still be okay with them. Just have a quick look. It is actually going to start raining fairly soon here. The judge by this would make just one flying lap. So let's just send them out on these tires. It should be okay. But we could potentially have some interesting things happening now with the rest of the teams here. I think Stroll just got Stroll was in a lot of situations to the point where I think the car just had taken a beating and he quietly retired. Yeah, Stroll was in so many incidents today. Not all of them his fault,
So
mind
the rain
you.
that we expect to hit will be light.
But still, it was a lot of incidents.
So rain is just starting.
So Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen, Bottas, not set lap times here. This could get interesting. We have both Alphas potentially safe. Yeah. Piastri got his win at Singapore. That's good, honestly. Singapore's a track you can really take advantage of. But yeah, I agree with you. It's I think Stroll just had too much damage. The track today just was eating front wings, mainly from people running into the back of others. Perez was having a nightmare of a day, let's be honest. Perez probably threw away his championship by... Probably couldn't... I just straight up think he couldn't handle the pressure.
Okay, that is the end of the session.
Yeah, I didn't see the Albon incident personally, but being stopped in the corner is kind of problematic. A bit of an interesting one here. We have both Red Bulls, both McLarens, and the AlphaTauri out. Is this quality going to be on a team basis, looking at this? Yeah, Ocon got a podium. He drove well. Sainz got really pissy at Ferrari, but to be fair, strategy-wise, it probably was the best move they could have done. If they wanted to get Ocon, they would have had to make moves earlier. Yeah, I was so hoping for an Alonso Max fight too, but Aston kind of threw that away, unfortunately. That is just how it be sometimes, though. We're getting more rain? Nah. So, but the Red Bull's out in Q2 in France. That's a yikes.
Okay, that is the end of the rain.
Also going to be a little bit of a roadblock there for Magnussen, but we're going to do a second run anyway, so it's not a big deal. Again, we're running older tires. Probably got held up a bit more. Degradation is hitting hard, but didn't expect it to have hit that hard. We'll see. Okay, let's see how we do on this final run. Yeah, Leclerc and Monaco is just a curse that won't, like, let go. Leclerc is just straight up curse in Monaco. Yeah, like Barrichello in Brazil. To be fair, though, probably had the fact that he also got a penalty, though, kind of surprising. So we qualified second and third, split the Mercs. But other than that, we actually almost had every team line up side by side, as you can see. It's just us and the Mercs. So, a bit unfortunate there. We could have had a really pleasing board, team-wise. Sad he didn't get a podium, though. In my save, he won. Yeah. I am looking forward to the next game, though. It seems like they've added a lot of changes that will make the base game more enjoyable to play. Add replayability, and hopefully we'll get to know something more about, say, the engine, the car parts in the coming weeks, because if the only thing they've added is weight and durability, I'm honestly going to be slightly disappointed. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so on this track, the hard actually seems to be king. Just 2.5 tenths to the mediums. Degradation means it just take 10 laps. Medium to hard again. It's about 15 laps, so a medium hard intake could do the job. Pit lane is long, low chance of safety car. So I think the best better is actually just going with the standard medium to hard. It is probably the best bet, all things considered. One stopper, unfortunately, but just how it is. The only thing else that we could do is medium to hard to medium again. But I don't know how this would actually play out. Let's add that, and it would be about 9 seconds slower, the double stop. So we'll start on mediums, we'll go hard, and if the race permits it, we'll switch it up as we go. But this is probably the best thing we can hope for, just strategy-wise. Yeah, I'm also cautiously optimistic, that's the thing. Like, I know it probably won't live up to what I hope for and expect, but at the same time, if it adds to playability, makes it a bit more fun, that is a lot, that is a good one in my book. I just also want to have the parts in the engines be something you can influence. Crashes will be a bit more realistic naked. I think so too, because they say they've added more racing lines, so you can expect your drivers to fight now basically across the entire track. We might have more lap 1 mayhem. We've been promised crashes in into turn 1, for instance, at the start of the race. Yeah, so they've done a lot of work on, I think, just adding more race lines on every track, making it seem more realistic with the overtakes. Driving confidence is going to be interesting. So what they've released so far is good, but of course I want more. They've added durability to parts, like other parts too, so I would assume we might get engine failures down the line. Can at least hope. Decent start, still behind Bottas though, and he's just pulling ahead. Look at that. But so far we have no real news about engine failures. We've just been told every part we make now has durability, and they can fail inspection. Pit crew errors in the game, but I don't know if they've added mechanical failures. We'll see. Yeah, well, they did say it was coming this summer, but depending on where you live, summer is a wildly wide term. Competitor locked up. That's going to be yellow. Doesn't look like he hit anyone though.
Sounds like someone's locked
Battle
up.
with a lock
Here's
up,
the
yeah.
replay. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel just a bit too heavy on the brakes, and they.
So I would expect us to release around the same date as last year. I would be very happy if it was July, but again, just trying to be a bit realistic here. Bottas is actually doing a great job here because we are both about drivers hounding him, and we're on basically the same tire. We're burning fuel. It's impressive here. I have no idea if you can have sickness, but I know they've added like a more living world through press releases in your inbox. So maybe, we'll see. Hope so for realism's sake, but there'll probably be a threshold where they'll be more likely. Yeah, I would expect so too. Like, fresh components just immediately failing, I don't see that one being a thing. But let's say you end up running with, take the current situation as an example. If you end up running with parts that are in the yellow, I could see them start, you know, having either random failures or that you do some extra performance during the race, for instance, things like that. That could happen. The new contracts, yeah, contracts are going to be good. I'm kind of wondering though, because I'm hoping that it won't be just contracts. I'm hoping that it will be potentially that the AI will try and poach your driver, try and poach your staff if they're on state cheap contracts. It's annoying when it happens for sure, but again, it would add some realism. Add there a bit more driver difference, I guess you mean? Like difference between the drivers? Well, at least they've removed the skill points, meaning that we now get more of a football manager style where you can tell your player, or your driver to just focus on certain areas, like say wheel-to-wheel battling, cornering, braking. Well, cornering and braking probably goes under the same racecraft, but you get what I mean. Yeah. I think it may need to be higher. Honestly, what would be good if, let's say that we use the current engines, the lowest an engine can go before it starts losing performance. I think it's the Merc engines. They start losing performance at about 70%. Let's say it works on that principle. Red Bull engines start losing at 90%. Let's say that once they start losing performance, they also get a chance of failing. Like say, a Red Bull engine at 70% has maybe a 10, 15, 20, I don't know, percentage of failing during the race. While a Mercedes engine at 70 has close to 0, but then you hit 69, it starts to having that low percentage of failing too. That would actually make more sense than to pick engines that are weaker, but have more durability, put it that way. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they've done it. I don't think we know a lot right now. They've just released, like really broadly released what they've done. But so far in this race, it's actually looking good for us. We have 1-2. We have the Mercs following us. Can't really get rid of them, I think. The pit stop is going to be a pain. They're probably going to re-overtake us there. But at this rate, we might actually end up pulling away from them. Giving it a couple more laps. We'll see. I am looking forward to the game too, Nick. I'll be honest, but at the same time, I am cautiously optimistic. Just so I don't get disappointed. More like it. But I can see why some people might not feel like it's not enough. I want more. Ocon being the train just like in real life. Yeah, Ocon messing with the Ferraris. Or have you seen this today? Oh, Ocon I think ran wide there, so
someone's run wide.
I think we figure out who's the jinx that states you.
Sounds
Like
like
if
a
you
spin.
mention Ocon being a train, he just choo-choos off the track. Yeah, I feel such an idiot. I won't live up to most people's expectations. But I think that the fact that they are revamping so many systems, we're getting a
Looks
revamped
like there's
pit
been a
crew,
lock-up.
we're getting revamped skills, driver skills to some point, we're getting driver confidence. It means
Well, was
that
a
if
purple
they
lap.
continue working on the game, hopefully they will continue working on the game this year, they can focus on some bigger improvements for, well, 24. Make my team, for instance, things like that. But again, all I really want is just randomized engines to some degree. Ah, there we go. Magnussen doing what Magnussen does best. Yeah, I feel that too. Like, what we've known heard so far is going to be hopefully good progress. But a lot of it is also going to be based on how it's implemented.
Sounds like there's been
It
contact.
begins.
We can take a look now. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Any reason why you said it begins and then we have a Ferrari team assassination? Okay, someone fire the
And
cameraman.
there's the hit. And it's crystal clear who was in the wrong there.
Oh, the choo-choo train. Sorry, not the Ferrari this time. And he's just wiggling, saying, nah, it wasn't me.
The team are devastated. It's a race position
Yeah,
gained for Mercedes.
The thing is, if they get most of the base systems right now with this edition, because again, this game was a very good base to work on,
Is
but
that
they've
a
made
new race
a lot
position
of
for
the
Haas?
systems that needed it to be expanded and made, you know, more realistic. They've also, I'm looking forward to seeing how the tire temperature is going to work, because potentially, if that's implemented poorly, I'm going to hate it. But if it's implemented well, that you don't need to babysit it for the entire race,
It's a race
and
position
that you
gained
can take
for
huge advantage,
Mercedes.
you can take advantage of if you want to play slower, that would be great.
Someone spun out.
Yeah. To be fair though, what I really want them to do is just give us access to Steam Workshop integration, because there's a lot of very skilled people out there who would probably be able to code on my team, who'd probably be able to code a lot of additions to the game potentially and changes, but Frontier does seem to have a bigger version to the workshop for some reason. I don't think they really have that moddable games usually. And this time it was Hamilton, so both our drivers now have run wide. Brilliant.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
I'm gonna start investing into cooling. But yeah, I'm again cautiously optimistic. A lot of the things they have revealed, I like. It's good. We need to go onto the hard tire, and we're not gonna double stack it. We're gonna do it like this.
Okay, let's see, have you been confirmed?
Just go full attack now until you have pitted for both. And hopefully we can jump one of them. Although it is unlikely, sorry, not very likely. But it's getting kind of held up though, so we might have a situation here where we can take advantage, because he's getting held up by other hard runners. So if we can get in there and hopefully get also Magnussen into this window behind Hamilton, it's actually going to be pretty good. Because Bottas is in a DRS train with 2 cars with him, but he's already overtaken Verstappen. The question is, can he overtake the other car too? He has already gotten up front there, so now we have the work cut out for us here. I don't know if there's any point in really deploying here. We are just outside of DRS. We should be getting it, well, this lap basically. So let's give Hamilton overtake first. If you can get the cars in front now. He did. Double jump, very good. See if we can have the same happen for Magnussen.
Haas have moved up the field.
Magnussen kind of stuck by an album, but he should get the work done now. And now we're basically just back to where we were, trying to hunt down both Mercs. They are clearly still faster than us. Interested to see how the new ERS management will work.
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
Too much micromanagement? Yeah. Honestly, though, it would the new ERS system, it just having an auto system where, you know, the engineers and the drivers do it themselves. Maybe the spawning reactor gets involved somehow. Would be great. Because that would make the AI more competitive as well. Because right now, the AI doesn't really use ERS. As far as I know. It's mainly the player. So
Haas with an overtake.
having the AI using it as well would be good. I think we can push the little bit of fuel we have here now, see if we can catch up to Bottas. Should probably have pushed a bit more on the start of the race just to, again, leave the Mercs behind. But it is what it is.
Haas with an overtake there.
But yeah, the ERS management for sure, and of course the track, the tire temperatures are going to be interesting to have a look at. If it's going to be babysitting or if it's basically just set and forget. Currently, we are 2.4 seconds behind Bottas. Gained a 10th on the last lap. We're probably going to gain less now because we're not pushing fuel anymore. We're actually losing out a little bit, so probably not going to get Bottas, unfortunately. The goal will probably be to have Magnussen get Russell. So let's try and harvest for Magnussen. He can sit and chill. If he starts falling back, we'll just spin him up again.
Mercedes moved up a place.
We'll probably have Hamilton and both of them just harvest there. I'm just surprised just how quick Bottas actually is in the game right now. Let's have a look at how our car stacks up versus the Merc. DRS has been charged. I'm thinking that we let Magnussen by,
Recharge off when you're ready. Copy that.
but it could also be risky because we could just lose. Never mind, Russell did it on his own. So what I'm thinking we do is we deploy with Hamilton.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Hamilton tries to help pull Magnussen along. And then we're going to deploy with Magnussen and see if we can close into Bottas. It's going to be a rough one though. And I would hope that Magnussen just overtakes now on the straight. We might need to wait one more lap. Push fuel. Because again, we are slower. Like, it's not the drivers that are slower, it's the car that is slower. But we have pulled away from Russell, which is one good thing. And I would assume that Magnussen now will be able to overtake. Couldn't. Now Magnussen is kind of stuck. Give him the overtake. Give him the deploy. Push his fuel. And now he will be pulling Hamilton along. I don't know if he will be able to harvest while being pulled along. We'll see. And if he drops really far back, we will turn him back to neutral, like so. Yeah, Hamilton is completely outside of DRS here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to just gamble on Magnussen being able to fight here. The recharging Hamilton was a mistake. I need Magnussen to just give everything he has, and even then, it won't get us close enough here. We're still 2.3 seconds behind. 11 laps to go. Tune down Hamilton's fuel before he runs out. And I think we can just speed things along here now. We don't have anything else up our sleeves here. Any tricks. Oh, never mind. We had one last magic trick, which is the Magnussen special, apparently. Once it didn't happen to our team.
They've locked up.
And he just parked and let us go. That's, honestly, not too happy about that. But it does look like we will have, potentially then, barring any accidents, a 1-2. Which would be pretty good. And be happy with that. Oh, Schumacher ran wide, held us up a little bit. Still, a couple of seconds down to Russell.
I think there's been a lockup.
As long as we can remain outside of Russell's DRS, would be okay. But Schumacher there, I think, actually held us up again, somehow. Schumacher might be giving Russell DRS. Might want to slow down Magnussen a tad. Honestly, just to give Hamilton DRS. And that should keep Hamilton safe. He might overtake Magnussen as a result. But at the same time, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Because I'd rather take a 1-2.
Okay, final lap.
Than not. So push fuel. And just go aggressive here. Probably full attack would be okay too, but at the same time, that is risky. Hamilton did get the overtake done. So 1-2. Magnussen did get overtaken. Team player got punished for being a team player, I guess. But this was a good start to the stream, although I probably should have done it a bit slower so we could hear that get in there. Lewis. So, third and fourth for the Mercs. Fifth for Leclerc. Magnussen, sorry, not Magnussen, but Verstappen and Perez both made up places. Managed to come 6th and 7th. Alonso 8th. Sainz lost out. Ocon lost out, unfortunately. Being split by Edster. And generally, down here is kind of what you'd expect. Driver Championship then. Verstappen still leading. But we gained a lot on him. And honestly, Hamilton is the one that is leading. He is the one ahead in the Driver Championship, so him winning the race is probably good for us. Let's not, you know, not say that. It is correct that Hamilton would be the better winner. With that, we also move up to 2nd place. And Ferrari gets moved down to 4th. So they could overtake by both us and Mercedes. Just 7 points between us, though. Just about halfway through the season. Which is surprising. And Ola got herself a point. Development is also going well. Front wing manufacturing has been completed. Let's just have a quick look at where we're looking at the parts here. Front wing and rear wing in about a month for both. That is on schedule. Board review. High confidence. Hope so. And we shall immediately head over to the Hungary ring. Qualifying position. Again, shouldn't be an issue, so to speak. Finish position. On drive in top 5. I'm still just going to be a bit safe there because we've had so many incidents and so many accidents that it's not even funny anymore. So just play it a bit safe.
As Formula One returns to Hungary for another round. We first came here in 1986.
Looks like my network is handling the upload well as well on the side, so that is good. And we'll just get ourselves set up for the Hungary ring real quick. I'll have to see what I do after this season. If maybe do some speedrunning. Or Ola, World Championship champion. We'll see. But for now, it's actually fun having a good car again. I forgot to actually check how well our car is stacking up against our enemies. Well, not our enemies, our competitors. Although, depending on how you look at it, both can be true. 95 and 45. Yeah. And we'll remember to put it in the reserve driver. Then we'll get through these sessions pretty quick and painless. Go. Leclerc and Alonso are going to be taking penalties. Again, a bit further away this time. That of confidence is good. Magnussen is lacking a bit. I guess this should go more that way, maybe. Let's try that. Get ourselves through the second practice. And we're back to the top of the table for both our cars. Honestly, let's have the AI deal with that. It's a 90%. Good enough in my book. Put it up to 92. Is there something we can immediately fix here? We'll go attack a tad to the left. Let's try this. Might not be the greatest ever, but I think we can live with current situation. So, put on the good parts here for the race itself. We are going to have to take penalties with Magnussen at one point. Just how it's going to be. He won't be able to make rest of the races with his current parts. But at the same time, we'll just take penalties when we have an accident. You were experiencing a similar race until Piastri decided to change it up for you. Bit unlucky.
Radio check.
Radio's good.
Okay. See how it goes in Hungary. It is good though, so let's be honest, that the races aren't decided before it begins. That they actually have different results if you run them over and over again. Tsunoda out. I assume ran out of fuel.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
It's alright, running 2-stop Mexico. Worked out just before both cars were due to stop for the first time. Are you doing a crash gate? Looks like we'll have a pretty calming weekend, hopefully. Not intentionally, but since the AI do one stop, it bugs them a lot. Yeah. I still think they need to be even more flexible when it comes to safety cars and just straight up change up the strategy. Pitting a lap too early is one thing, but I would really like it if they just completely adapted. They actually changed their strategy. Again, probably linked to like we need a head of strategy position, which I guess might be the sporting director again, but we basically just need the AI to have a strategy position. Oh, Hamilton with a lockup on his run here. Gonna have to do a second one.
Was that a lockup on the track?
But yeah, I just like the AI to be a bit more difficult to beat, to be honest. So Hamilton, we're going to send you out on the same tire and see if you can do something a little bit better. Might not have sent you out in the best window by Norris, but you should be able to do one more if need be. And I think there is a need be here, honestly. So Hamilton, we're going to use a fresh set of softs here. Honestly, not really what I want, but it is necessary right now. Magnussen though should be okay. He's still number 1. even with the used tire being used for quali here. And Russell did overtake him there, and Hamilton beat them both. So, pretty good. But then again, Hamilton does have a disadvantage now in terms of the used tires. We're gonna use these, and he's only gonna have one fresh set for the race itself, which isn't super bad, but again, could be better. We'll send Hamilton out first since he has the fresher tires, and we'll send Magnussen out behind. So Magnussen a bit slower, using used tires, of course. Same for Hamilton, really. But we'll be sending both of them out on the fresh ones here now. That should hopefully give us the advantage. I need to remember after this race to have a look at the car analytics. So the track itself is almost 50 degrees. There we go. Put your foot on the track and you're gonna actually feel it burning. Did I send Hamilton out a bit too late? I think we're good. Yeah, I had about half a minute there to go on. Plenty of time. Okay, so we qualified P1 and P3. Russell between us. Leclerc is taking a penalty though, so we're gonna have be fighting a Mercedes on both of our rows.
It's race day.
That's okay. So in terms of tire strategy here, how does it actually look? Again, I have looked at these so much that I should probably memorize them by now. Softs are actually pretty useless here. As you can see, they're just 600s. Within a lap, they'll be slower than the mediums. Mediums have about a 15 lap advantage over the hards before hards become better. So what are we expecting here? Either one stopper medium to hard or soft hard medium. Time consideration, 22-second pit lane, so it's not very long. So if you want to do something cheeky here, it would be either this, that is the standard one, or we start medium. Mediums have about a 15 lap advantage again. Probably not going to be able to do it like that though. Probably going to have to do more like this, maybe 20 laps. Gives about 7-second advantage over the one stopper. And I think we're going to do two stopper, just more interesting. 20 laps in should be far enough in that we are kind of safe. I would hope at least. Should probably do this. Stretch them a little bit longer, a little bit quicker. Like so. So this should be probably the better strategy here. We can also overfuel it slightly by just 800 grams. But we'll take what we can get. So for Hamilton starts first, just deploy. Try and get away. For Magnussen starting third, we're going for the overtake. We'll see how the next racer goes.
This is it. The Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's lights
See
out,
some soft tires in the
and
back
away
there?
we go.
They're gonna suffer. We have gasoline softs, otherwise further back. The rest are all on mediums. So this should potentially work out in our favor, although Bottas is already attacking Magnussen. Actually got the job done. Hamilton though,
Checo behind, same lap time.
gotten a little bit of a gap there. Magnussen will be taking his position.
It's a good stint so far.
Yeah, I know, we're not even made a sector yet, I think. It's a really, really good stint.
Haas with an overtake.
Yeah. We're getting the job done. And Hamilton is already pulled out of DRS, which is what we like to see. But again, we need to take into consideration that they probably have the quicker car compared to us. Honestly, it kind of looks stable already, the situation, so to speak. Again, we are slower, so I don't think Magnussen will really be able to overtake Russell in short order. I'm going to speed things up a bit. Hamilton, though, just doing a good job running away. And Magnussen did get Russell there, so I was kind of selling him short, try and deploy, try and get away from the other Merc. Even if we pull Russell alongside us, it's fine.
Now just focus
Bottas
on
is the quicker
Haas.
driver of the two. And just got him slowly into the corner. Very nice. Now, we are going to tune down the usage of ERS for Hamilton.
DRS enabled.
Mainly because he doesn't have a lot of energy left. Tune it down for Magnussen too. Magnussen just outside of DRS here. We'll see if he can maintain it. And with that, we can just, again, speed things up. It is a pretty safe situation right now, and we'll see how it works out. Bottas is also outside of Russell's DRS, so they're not really helping each other either. And that does benefit us greatly. Let's not get it wrong. I think our biggest enemy is going to be ourselves. Magnussen actually extended now. He's 2 seconds ahead of Russell. Lap times about 2 tenths quicker. Probably due to fuel usage, to be fair. Which we are going to be forced to tune down now, so we'll see if we can maintain that. Hamilton, a tenth quicker than Magnussen again. So let's just see now, with equal fuel, how we're running. There we go. Russell actually ran quicker for that last lap. Gained a little bit back on Magnussen. Not a huge amount, mind you, but still getting something.
Looks like quite a big accident, yeah.
Quite a big accident. So far, it's just yellow, though.
Got a yellow flag. Understood.
Vettel has crashed.
Taking a look again.
Miss
It
Lumsden.
involves Sebastian Vettel.
Hello, Leonard. What do you think of the race today? More interesting and more, entertaining than Monaco usually is. Positively surprised. Mainly due to the rain, though. I think we can give that honor. Shame about Alonso pitting for the mediums. Would have liked him to go into us immediately. Could have had a fight there with Verstappen. A lot of mayhem generally. Broken wings. Cars getting hit inside. Slammed into walls, things like that. So, more entertaining than I expected Monaco to be is probably the best way I can describe it. Yeah, was a decent race. Just a shame that we didn't get all the fines that we could have gotten. Is he still pulling away? Still kind of losing out, but I guess it gained on an earlier lap then.
Did somebody spin out there?
Still gonna take 20 laps at this rate for Russell to catch up, basically. Spain? Help. Spain might be a snooze fest. Potentially, yeah. Don't get me wrong. We'll see. It has become harder this year, just doing racing. So it's unfortunate, but that is reality. We'll have to see how it actually turns up in Spain. But unless something happens, it should just be a week until next race weekend. So we can be happy with that at least. Russell had a spin that put him down into 13th. That's got a sting. And with that now, we actually do have a bit of a safety here now for the pit window. So gotta potentially come out behind Sainz, but then again, Gasly, Albon, Rick, they're all gonna be pitting fairly soon. The medium runners are gonna be stretching their tires, but we're gonna be coming out on a quicker tire. There's no real DRS trains here, which means that we should have no problems overtaking. So once we do end up pitting with the next couple of laps, we just turn on fuel and start doing overtakes. I am really, really hoping, though, that we might get an Alonso win this season. It would be great. As I said, the last time Matt was on pole was in was in
So box.
2012. So
Gonna box this up.
would be nice. Let's just go full attack here to start pushing fuel. And we'll see here now. I am double stacking, but there's 4 seconds between them. I should be safe. Might beat out Perez here, or Sainz. Hamilton did beat out Perez. Magnussen came out behind Sainz. But again, it's not a problem because there's not actually... They're not within DRS of each other, which means that once we get to that main straight, we should have no problems overtaking. And with our better tires and extra fuel, we should be well within position to just do what Magnussen did, just pull a quick overtake. And
Is that a new
let's have a
race
quick look
position
now
for Haas?
on where we're gonna be.
That is fastest lap.
So fastest lap got set by both our drivers. We're running close to second quicker than the next car. So within 7-8 laps, Hamilton should be back in the lead. How about you, Leonard? What do you think about Monaco today? Did it live up to your expectations? Were you
Haas
hoping for
with an
more?
overtake. Here's the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
This race is definitely different. 3 safety cars, with this one happening straight off the restart wall. Well, a bit of a spoiler for the Canada Challenge, but we had a race there, which included
Haas with an overtake there.
5 ESCs and 2 safety cars. So
You have fastest lap.
it could definitely become complete mayhem. Don't get me wrong, some races just are. Hey, Dari. I am doing well, honestly. I'm doing pretty well. Feeling a bit tired this weekend, but I've been able to rest up. I'd been spending most of today just editing first part of Canada Challenge. It's going to be up later today. There we are, they're pitting. We're back into first and second. Magnussen has 12 seconds, 17 for Hamilton. It should not be a problem going in the mediums to the end there. Later on, should be perfectly fine doing that. If we pit in now, for instance, we come out between Leclerc and Russell most likely for Hamilton. Hope you're doing well as well, Dari. Did you see the race today? What did you think about it? Aftari probably isn't a bad idea, to be fair. The last save. Honestly, I've been thinking a lot of times that, oh, this is going to be my last save, and then I just fire up another one. Rain made it a little exciting, not a fan of Monaco anymore. That's fair though, like the cars are just getting bigger and bigger, and well, the current cars are the biggest and the heaviest, so for a street track like Monaco, which is tight to begin with, it's just going to make it even harder to overtake, and unless you like send it dangerously so, and you're just not going to be able to make anything happen. Yeah, it's just currently playing AlphaTauri, so he might have some advice there on, well, at least probably can tell you if he finds it exciting or not. Okay, so we are getting closer to our second pit stop. We're going to do it around lap 48. Otherwise, in 7 laps time. Hamilton should be good here. Might come out behind Leclerc. But, should have about... Should be pretty safe there. Now, Magnussen is going to be a different story. Probably going to come out between Ocon and Perez, which means he's going to have some work that needs to be done. But we are kind of saving fuel. Honestly, we should just push the fuel that we have right now before we pit. And see if we can get a little bit more of a gap.
Who's running wide there?
He's apparently having a mad Mexico on that save with 3 safety cars. So I think the save itself is alive. I think he's been enjoying himself, hopefully. But to be fair, as long as you limit yourself in some way, I think most teams can make it fairly interesting.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Yeah, it's there with some advice. Focusing on facilities, 3 crucial parts, 4 and wings, and you'll easily become the 3rd quickest car. I can believe that. So we are actually in the position now to pit. Try and get both cars in for the mediums. Should probably have done it a bit sooner. And again, Hamilton might actually come out ahead of Bottas. We'll see. Should probably push the tires, but yeah, we'll do it. Magnussen actually came out in 3rd, so he didn't really lose out much at all. Which means that all we need to do now is just push a little bit, catch up to Bottas, overtake him. Now Hamilton is going to be a different scenario. Let's see exactly where he comes out here. He did beat out Bottas, and Bottas is on old hards. And 20 laps to go. We should have the tire advantage to the end then. The only thing here will be Magnussen. He can close down to Bottas. I would expect him to, but we'll see. He did set fastest lap just now, so I would expect that. 1.4 seconds quicker than Bottas. That shouldn't be a problem then. Trying to avoid the things I know make it overpowered, yeah. You find Tsunoda for Piastri, yeah, he did that. So I think Magnussen here will have no problem getting Bottas. We might have reached a point again where the car is a bit too good. We might tune it down a bit again. Just go for the 3 lesser parts now. No underfloor being banned for you here, maybe. Just straight up. Because our car is getting better, but I'd like to see just exactly how good we are compared to the rest of the grid, which we'll be checking after this race, hopefully. If I remember. Magnussen does have extra fuel we can use to help him make the move on Bottas. And Hamilton can just do basically a relaxing walk out front. Gonna deploy Magnussen's ERS here. Pull away from the DRS from Bottas. And that should hopefully secure this race for us. There we are. I'm just putting it at max speed now because we have 5 seconds down to Bottas. And honestly, it's just going one way. Fuel is safe, everything is safe. Unless we have an accident, this race is as well as done for. Yes, it's great overall. With him, you'll manage top 10s in quality and race. Once upgrades kick in, you'll be getting both into top 10 consistently. Yeah, Gasly is a great pick here. And starting with him is definitely going to help you out. Time to go and write it as then write a strategy guide for AlphaTauri. Get some upvotes. Magnussen now, 13 seconds ahead. Still losing out to Hamilton though. So this race is over. We have 1-2.
And one more lap.
Unless of course crashing.
Okay.
There is a yellow in sector 1, but it was Ocon, not us.
Checkered flag now.
Did he actually run out of fuel? I think he might have. Yeah, I think Ocon actually ran out of fuel. But yeah, 2-stopper, Hungary, year 1. Magnussen here with quicker lap, 16.8. Almost a full second quicker than, well, over a second quicker than Hamilton's best lap. Mercedes 3rd and 5th, Leclerc 4th, Red Bull 6th and 7th, helps set out a lot in the championship. Alonso made up 10 places to get into 8th. Then we have Sainz and Gasly finishing out the points. Driver championship then, Magnussen moves up to 4th, ahead of both Ferrari drivers. And Hamilton gains a ton on Verstappen. We're now basically a first place away, 25 points. So we might actually have some sort of a fight towards the end of the season. Do AlphaTauri cars actually have great cooling? What do they start with? And with that, we've also taken our lead in the constructors, which we probably should have had a lot earlier, but we've had car problems. Let's be honest, that is the best way I can describe it. Okay, suspension manufacturing has been completed. The board review, they are happy with me. Good. Get that 1.5 million bonus. And let's see. We do have summer break now, which should mean that we'll get both the cars we're working on before next race. Well, we'll get the rear wing, probably one made. We'll get the front wing at race day. So let's just go into the warehouse. We should probably manufacture another chassis, just because they take a long time. Front wings are good, rear wings are good, side pods, manufacturing on underfloor, it's already happening. Yeah, we're looking good there. We do need to make side pods and chassis now. Should probably go back to the rule that I need to keep the parts manufactured equal to slow me down a little bit. Don't fire a second engineer. It was only 72 rated. A 4-year contract, yeah. That would hurt, let's be honest. But I did want to see, yeah, how our car analysis is looking at. Where does our car stack up? So, here's the grid average. I think Mercedes have the quickest car right now. Well, somewhat the quickest car. We're still lacking top speed, but we aren't that far behind. Turn-wise, we're lacking a little bit on the high speed, but again, we're not super far behind. We're a tad behind. So I think we can be happy with this. I'll allow the front wing and the rear wing to be made, then we'll focus the 3 lesser parts. And even then, I should probably have started focusing cooling a bit earlier too. But to be fair, we're 17th on the grid with 72% brake cooling. 19th with 57, that makes more sense. So might have to work engine cooling for a while. Car part test center has been upgraded. Let's have a look at the facilities. We're upgrading everything to level 2, I believe, which is fine by me. Version facilities, not really anything we want to touch here. Staff, again, scouting department, no real need to upgrade it. You won't. I don't really scout people, to be fair, so not really a point. Get a point in pit crew management for Bono. Getting up to 89. Do need to probably extend his contract. We'll have to see what we get it done with Hamilton. Ouch, just cooling stats. Yeah, but to be fair though, engine cooling isn't really, again, a problem. It's just your brake cooling. 72% is... might be a bit low, honestly, but when you usually run with 50, it's not that bad. Got a couple of points of braking here for Allah. Still needs a lot of work, unfortunately. Just how it be. Got the chassis manufactured. Bench the simulator, upgrade completed. Give us a little bit extra brake cooling there. Did make Edster fairly happy. And the rear wing has been finished. And if we rush it, we can actually make both of them for the race. We do have money, 200 million of it. So we're just going to rush for rear wings. Because I'm lazy. And we're going to go ahead and actually make a chassis, I think. And we're going to go with optimized cooling. Although it will hurt our turning slightly. We're just going to make a couple of cooling pieces, get that engine cooling up too. And I think that should be okay. Even then, it's giving us a little bit of a speed boost. Because right now, we have a car that is not the best on paper. But our drivers are just super good. And that does put us in a position where we need to slow down just a tad to still keep it somewhat interesting. Get 4 front wings made. Sorry, 6 front wings made. Hopefully for race after Belgium. Both drivers in the Q2. Finish position, 1 driver in the top 6. Like everything is okay. And we'll also go ahead here and start a new project before I forget. So, yeah, side pods. We'll do cooling focus for these 2. And we don't have CFD just yet. Do an optimized cooling one. It'll still be an upgrade in the drag reduction. Actually, it'll be an upgrade in virtually everything by the looks of things. So, let's make a few cooling parts just for fun and to slow ourselves down. We also need to go to warehouse. We do have that new rear wing. It's actually not really a sizable upgrade, but it does put us at the second best under acceleration in the DRS. We're still lacking a bit of acceleration top speed. This will also boost our 38 cornering a bit, so I'll happily take that. Let's go to Belgium. Okay, let us put on the practice parts, get everything ready for practice. Speaking about Formula games, apparently a new one, F123, seems to be pretty good. It's gotten good reviews so far, at least from the ones that have been testing it. I might do something with that once it releases. A couple of weeks. We'll see. I will be busy, so I probably won't be able to get it on early access, though. So I'll have to see. Might stream me crashing the cars, trying to beat Schumacher in Demolition Derby. We'll see. Just to get something different up and running while we wait for the next game. Okay, so we're here at Spa. Have Ola for Jack's sake. Jack doesn't kill me once he shows up. By the way, just thought, I think the drivers in top teams ought to be more reluctant to sign for those in lower teams, rather than have it depend on facilities. To be fair, I think most drivers there should be more reluctant because, again, as the lower end teams, you can pick up Gasly, you can pick up Bottas. You can pick up a lot of the, the greats, and to be fair, some of them would probably accept it. But it should be more difficult for sure. Should have to probably pay them extra, so to speak. Quite enjoying what I'm reading for the new game, to be honest. Hoping for a bit more, but good steps, yeah. But are you the Constructors Championship? Nick, are you asking me or are you asking Edster? I think we're ready for practice here. Yeah, they've added a bunch of stuff out, Dari. Like they're making it. No, you. We're currently leading the constructors, but I think we're third in the drivers' championship. So we've had a lot of accidents earlier, as you might have realized. SA is third for reference. Yeah, I would expect that too, honestly. I think we just sim the remaining practices here, no problem. We're leading it as a team, but we're third in terms of driver. Bottas, Verstappen, and Leclerc taking penalties here. So we have gotten to the point where they too are starting to take penalties, so we could potentially do it ourselves. Magnussen is gonna need more parts, it's just reality of life. So potentially we could have him take the penalties, basically just a crash away. Or we could deal with it later. We could probably just do... Again, it's Belgium. It's easier to overtake. So, I think we'll just take the penalty. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. For both drivers. Wondering which team I should start instead with. Honestly, AlphaTauri is... it's a really good option. Like, you're not too far behind. You can easily get into the fight for the podiums. And you can slow yourself down if you feel like you're developing too quickly. You start with Gasly, which is a great talent. You do what Edsa did and pick up Piastri. And then you actually have a great lineup. So, it'll depend on what you're looking for, basically. Yeah, I think we'll take penalties here. Just to make our life a bit easier. So we could potentially simulate qualifying. But I want to save that extra set of softs just to be safe. We're going to be pulling Leclerc along here? We did basically get a new rear wing for Belgium too, so this is probably the best place we could have gotten that upgrade. Yeah. About the Tauri Alfa Romeo. Alpha's good too. They basically have the same kind of advantage. You have Bottas there, who is solid. So both of them are good choices, don't get me wrong. Beaten out by half a minute by Paris. Okay. Paris would have fresh everything basically, so he's going to be a danger this weekend. Throw a coin. One is Alpha, the other one is Alpha. But honestly, I think both will play kind of the same, honestly. So, whichever you choose, it's not going to be too different of an experience.
Radio check, radio check.
Which is actually a bit unfortunate reality of this
good.
game. I'll be honest. Heads or tails, yeah. Bottas did hold up Magnussen massively there. We're going to have to do some more runs here. Or if we're taking penalties, we might as well just crash out here and have extra tires available. Played so much over the last weekend that I have to take a little break. That's fair. I probably am going to do this race and maybe the next one, and then I'm going to have to go myself, so a bit shorter stream today. Yeah, I think we're just gonna bomb out here, because we are going to take every single penalty for Magnussen, which should put him to the back of the grid anyways. The last weeks? Okay, so not just the last weekend, the last couple of weeks. Okay. Where's Bottas' penalty for impeding? But yeah, we're going to take full penalties for both cars, and that should tide us over to the end of the season, I hope. I think this is probably one of the better tracks to, you know, keep those penalties on anyways. Science is going to be an annoyance right now, honestly. At least we got him on the straight, so he didn't slow us down that badly. Hamilton is 5th fastest here, so as you can see, now that they have new engines, we're actually struggling a bit. So, we'll take penalties, maybe end up 5th, 6th, something along those lines. Still not great, mind you, but better than nothing. And first, let's just get these penalties out of the way. We're going to take, as I said, full penalties for both cars. And I think it should be fine, honestly. Again, might not need the extra gearbox here. But at the same time, it's better to take penalties when you can control them, rather than when you have to. And Belgium probably isn't the worst place we could have done it on. Again, Magnussen needing more gearboxes? Probably not, but better safe than sorry. There we are. Let's have a quick look here on what we can expect in terms of the tires. Softs did degrading super quick here. They'll just be faster than mediums for 5 laps. And mediums will be faster than the hards for 20 laps. So medium hard. One stopper is probably the play here. It's actually what we are expecting. It could be a safety car. It is a short pit lane too, so could do this, or We could do, not wets, bit overkill. Could do something like, I don't think even if we do stop that we're gonna save time. Gonna be losing out. Like if we get a safety car, fine, we can do a stop. But generally just a one stop here is the best strategy. Medium to hard. Could also do apparently soft to medium, but then again, a second slower. Medium to hard is the better strategy. We're going to do the same here for Magnussen. We could change it up because we are starting, or we will be starting further back than what we are being told here. Just due to the penalties that we are taking. But I think it's fine. Do medium and hard. As said, if we have safety cars, we can adjust, but
get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix.
McLaren on the front row. Excuse me.
It's lights out, and away we go.
Norris finally getting streamed down. So as you can see, minus the 20th, Hamilton the 19th. And we actually do have some soft runners here. Norris, Russell, Leclerc, Alonso. Cars in front of us here. So they'll hold an advantage for, as I said, the first 5 laps. But after that, we'll start holding an advantage. Magnussen has already made up 3 places.
An excellent move by Haas to gain a
if
few
you
places.
include
We can take a look now. Now just focus
Hamilton.
on the Haas.
So, a good start. Going to be AlphaTauri. Well, I hope you enjoy your save. I think you'll have fun, honestly. Okay. First, Norris, Ocon. Hamilton's still just struggling with the first overtakes. Not much we can do about that. Magnus still getting work done. Ocon immediately... he still remembers that jinx at stuff and immediately fell down to last place. That jinx hit him hard. I think Alpha is a good choice. Alpha. I don't know why I pronounce it. Like, I messed that up so much, those 2 teams. Honestly, I'm happy that you chose to use your powers to target Ocon rather than Magnussen. I'll be honest. Apparently you targeted Vettel too somehow.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
We're already up to 12th and 15th. And if Magnussen keeps this going...
Haas with an overtake.
we should be pretty good, pretty quick. Hamilton too is getting overtakes done. Keep this up, we can actually fight for the points here. Magnussen is a position away, lap 7. Things are going well. Thank you. I'm going to have some busy days, but I will be starting soon. How are your exams going, Nienke? You having your final ones this week?
Looks like there's been a lockup.
I believe you were the one that was studying. Had a lot of harder exams going on at the moment. Yeah, Magnus is up to 9th in the train with Alonso and Bottas. This is what we like to see. There is a gap, though, between Verstappen and Sainz. But not much we can do about that. Again, we do have some soft runners there that Perez is towing along. So I wouldn't be too worried. Hamilton is kind of stuck in a DRS train. Might need to just give him an overtake, give him a little bit of extra oomph, get him by. But at the same time, don't give him too much. Don't need to empty the bank here. So Norris is the first who has pitted, and yeah.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this.
Since there was so much wine in the Alpha, I thought for a second that Hamilton had taken out his teammate.
No! And there's the crash.
Luckily, that was not the case. We do have a penalty. That should just be front wing, a little bit of damage to chassis. Didn't wreck the new components, which is a positive. So we were supposed to put in 4 laps time, but we're just gonna have to do it now. Let's be honest. And, well, the pit window opened in 4 laps, so we're gonna go into the hards and then probably gonna go into mediums later on.
There's a big accident.
Albon is out. We do have a safety car.
Copy.
So Hamilton is gonna be pitting onto the hards. Let's just be how it be. Magnussen, we can conserve. We can just push these tires because we're gonna get new ones. So Hamilton will be at the back of the grid. Shouldn't be a problem though. It'll just be how it was. It's nice to have you around, Yinka. Hope you have a good day as well. Thank you. See you next time, hopefully. Okay, there's some fancy stuff happening. So everyone is pitting, more or less. Still out in the back there for Hamilton. Not a big issue, though. Leclerc, Russell actually managed to get basically 3 pit stops there. So we'll see exactly what we do with that, but I think they're going to struggle to keep those hards to the end. They're going to be pancake.
The safety car is in this lap.
Well, not pancake, they're not going to be shreds. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. We can go balanced, we can go standard, and we'll do that for Magnussen as well. And then we'll switch to overtake once we cross the timing line. Bit of a shame there that we actually ended up crashing out the Alpha, but that is racing. Can't have everything go your way. We're also going to go ahead and put it to push. And as you can see from Hamilton here, this is actually with it on maximum push. So maybe the hards can run to the end without becoming completely destroyed. We'll have a look. Let's add a new one. And they can run to the end, as you can see. But let's say that we go onto the mediums towards the end. It would actually just be quicker to stay on the hards now at the end of the race. So Hamilton might have just gotten his pit stop done. Well, at least this second time around, this race is more exciting. You're still having fun in Mexico? Magnussen takes Russell.
All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Oh. Okay. Just goes through him. That works too. Although, that should have been a crash, let's be honest.
DRS is enabled.
DRS has been enabled now. Gonna tune down ERS usage so we have something in the bank. And we'll have to see what Hamilton actually pulls off out of the hat. He does have some chassis damage too.
Last lap was a purple
Could
lap.
potentially get a better result. Gasly will still win like he did last time, but Piastri could very well get on the podium. Gasly just proving that I am the winner. No one can disprove it.
Sounds like a spin.
Yeah, we are kind of struggling here though. Gasly with a spin, giving Hamilton a place.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Russell re-overtakes Magnussen. We do have a couple of pit stops happening. We're just gonna do the same if Magnussen, get him in.
Box and pick and pump.
A lot of cars are pitting. See where we come out exactly. So Magnussen lost out big during the pit stops, 3.2 seconds. And that cost us a lot here. Actually, I should have slowed down a bit more.
Is that a lockup?
He's basically next to Hamilton right now, so we probably should have pitted him earlier too. Do have a little bit more now to go on in terms of the tires. They will make it to the end. We'll have to see what we do though, because again, cars in front, gonna be difficult. Do have energy, so we can do overtakes and also deploy some if we catch up. Car stopped on track. Looks like Stroll has had an incident.
We have a yellow.
And returns with the yellow flag. from the back of the grid. I did what you did and gave him a new engine and ERS. Yeah. Honestly, if you start at the back, there's no reason not to. Because you're very likely not going to hit cost cap anyways. Okay, let's deploy some ERS here for Magnussen. Hamilton is in his own little DRS train. So we could just give him overtake. What we want here for Magnussen is just to close the gap to Sainz. And get into that DRS train in front. Well, get DRS to Sainz and then overtake him. Might also need to recharge the ERS while we're at it. We'll see.
We've just had a car run wide.
Just barely outside. Need to just get a little bit extra pace there to catch up. So ERS battery is now empty.
Copy that.
But we should be within DRS. And that DRS now goes up to Alonso.
I'll let you know if the situation changes.
So with that, we are going to be harvesting for a little bit here. And Hamilton, we're going to just tune down to neutral. He is just lacking a bit of pace here, which is unfortunate. Needed a fresh one for one of them, so decided to just play it safe, do both, to avoid having to take another penalty for the last two races. Yeah, it's probably for the best. Like, it's the safer way of doing it, rather than taking penalties out of places that are more difficult to overtake. So, it's understandable, really. It's also having the engine advantage can be huge. So Magnussen overtook while recharging. That's amazing. I guess we could recharge Hamilton too, because he needs to try and get the overtakes done. Magnussen doing work here. Probably gonna get Bottas as well, maybe. He did. Put it to deploy. See if we can chase down the Red Bulls.
Look like a clean lap there as well, mate.
And we're just setting purple after purple. Beautiful. Yeah, might have over-engineered the car slightly for this stream. Might need to go back to a more restricted progression system, so to speak. Let's put overtake on for Hamilton. And again, he does have that chassis damage. Haas will last to the end though. And because Hamilton has been running at the back for most of the race, he's using less fuel than Magnussen. That's why he has so much more. In terms of lap times, we are losing out to the cars in front right now. So Magnussen might have a hard time, particularly once he starts losing out on the fuel. We kind of need to get within DRS of the Red Bulls if we want to get up to 4th. Hamilton is just straight up struggling. Just can't get the overtakes done. Even with push fuel and DRS. So it's a bit worrisome. We're going to deploy Magnussen here. See if we can close down that half a second we need to get within DRS. And looks like we'll be close. But I don't know if we can maintain within. We'll see now. Needed to get it done before you ran out of fuel. And I think we have. Yeah, Magnussen has DRS to the Red Bulls in front. Is good. Okay, let's focus a little bit more on Hamilton. Again, he's just stuck behind a Williams. There we go, finally. We'll see. It's going to be difficult to get Hamilton up into the points, I think. Magnussen has actually fallen off the Rebel wagon. Push a bit of fuel here. I don't know if that will be enough, though, that's the thing. Stay with it with the Red Bulls. RS, but again, we're just losing out a bit to them. Tires are around the same, so it's basically Paris and his fresh engine that we just can't fight. Just don't have what it takes. no need, there's no reason to pit right now either, so... Well, I say that, and then we have a competitive crash. Is this bad enough that we get a safety car?
I think that was a crash.
Russell has
Let's
crashed.
see what happened there. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. That crash is...
So yeah, maybe the car isn't as good as I thought. Maybe we're still good. Just a track. Last to first is apparently not doable for us, but last to one car in the points is. The
In fact, we are fuel limited.
problem here now for Magnussen is fuel, but we do have DRS with Bottas, so we can do a little bit of recharging, refueling, to some degree, just saving fuel behind him. And we'll be fighting for that fifth place, most likely.
There's been a lock-up.
Hopefully, because I might have just slowed him down a bit too much here, we'll see. Norris, though, in second is quite impressive. And while it might be tempting to pit, I'm not going to do that. Just too few laps. So 2 laps to go here now. I think on the next lap we're going to give Magnussen everything. Probably on the final lap here, so we're going to be pushing fuel halfway through this one so we stay close to Bottas. And we can also go aggressive on the tires. Go full on attack, final lap. We are also potentially running out of fuel here for Hamilton because I forgot about him. Give Magnussen the overtake. And he should be able to get the job done here. Oh, never mind.
Here's the replay.
It isn't a
Now just focus
Haas
on the
stream without a
Haas.
Magnussen slide, is it?
Oh, a nasty crash there.
Now the big question is he
And
out?
that was a bitter blow for
He has
the
a
team,
puncture.
and it may have really hurt their overall chances. Oh, and that's a crash. We can take a look now. Now just focus.
This is
on
what
the
we've gotten
Haas.
used to be fair. Like, he got the move done. And then he just drifted wide and hit the wall. Probably told him to be a bit more aggressive than he needed to be.
Back it out.
Question is, can he keep this? Nah, no way he keeps the point scoring position here. Well,
Alpine just advanced.
Hamilton will get the single point here. What is going on? Just overtake, please.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Yeah, this needs to be fixed so they actually just go by. But yeah, that's
We have checkered flag now.
unfortunate. Very unfortunate there for Magnussen. Could have gotten in the points instead. Crashed, punctured, broke the front wing. Not the best. So Leclerc victory. Norris on the podium second. Third and fourth for the Red Bulls. Fifth and ninth for the Mercedes. Sainz sixth. And the Alpines 7th and 8th. We score a singular point in 10th. And with that, Driver Championship was still third. Verstappen gained a lot on us, but at the same time, Leclerc won. Perez came third, Norris came second. So, decent damage limitation, but still not great. Constructors Championship then. Championship. Red Bull has once again overtaken us. We're down to second. Ferrari overtakes Mercedes. Other than that, not much to say really. And because of the performance, we don't really get too many points, but live with that. Do take a penalty for our finish position guarantee of 5th or better. So that was on me. Let's put it into reactions again. What I really should do is up control. But at this point, Magnussen needs to be Magnussen. Difficult race is what the board have decided. That is fine. Honestly, I think I might need to end the stream here. It's a way shorter than what we usually do. But at the same time, my voice and my nose are become stuffier. generally just been a tiresome weekend, so I'm gonna cut the stream a bit short, potentially, but at the same time, just gonna relax a bit, get things ready. I do have a couple of days off again next week, so you can expect a couple more streams, I think. Trying to finish off this season at one point. Again, apologies for a rather short stream today, but I'm feeling the nose getting stuffy and generally just lacking the energy I feel. So I'm gonna take it chill. Sorry for ending it early. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. And as I said, the first video for the Canada Challenge series will be up tonight. I just need to wait for YouTube to finish the HD conversion prepping thingy, so you don't have to watch it in 480p. Looks like I'm only for 1-3. Thanks for the stream. Honestly, it's very good, well done. I'm glad you're doing better with Gasly and Piastri. I hope you have a fun save. Thank you everyone for being here. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.